Good morning, everyone, and it's time for a new video. Thank you so much for all of you who have subscribed and are new to this channel. And there are many more you can breach through and find more information that would interest you. And you are most welcome. And you should know that I'm just doing this and I am so happy to do that. And I do what I do and I do it early in the morning. And as you can see, my hair is not polished. I am just straight out of bed, really, and barely have a comb through my hair. And because this is my sitting time for trance, and I do my trance speak for this channel in my mornings. So yeah, you are most welcome to leave comments and you can ask questions. And the more wide the questions are, the broader, and for more assistance for all, it's more likely to get answers that are suitable for all. Today I actually have two questions, and one is a more private question that deals with the caretaking of a mother. And I have taken that to my communicators, and really that is a private question. But we'll see if they can answer more for all. And I hopefully you who asked the question will benefit from that answer anyway. But nevertheless, I ask that you reach out for a private sitting for that one. And we have Lynn, who asked about the 7 planets constellations at this moment right now that is happening on the Earth, and what it really means, the influence of to the Earth at the moment. We all know that we are living with some wars going on over the planet, which is horrifying. It's awful. And so many people are giving their lives to that conflict. And it shouldn't be necessary to at all to have anything like that. But it is what it is. And I was hoping that peace could rule, but I know today, with my broader understanding of the world and the species of humanity, that we need that friction all the time, that shift, in order for us to grow and expand and to change, actually. So some kind of stimulation we do need. But do we have this kind of stimulation? Do we need to have wars? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. So anyway, also a dear friend of mine just passed during the night, and I would like to address some healing to his passing, and also to keep in mind, ask my guides and communicators to talk about the caregiving of a very ill person, and also before the passing. I know my friend who nursed and took care of him very much before his passing last night, and this night, actually, this morning. So my communicators have some things to work with today. So yeah, I'm gonna go into trance, and yeah, if you have any questions or any reactions and comments, please just reach out and leave a comment. And if you want a private sitting, I'd be happy to do that. And that is for more private guidance and information. So Anyway, I'm gonna go. We have come today to talk about the passing of a person when the human have reached that stage where it's time for them to move into the transition over to the original, where all human souls derive from, to unite with their oversoul and the Christic oversoul force. It is a difficult time for the soul, as it has been so attached to the physical body and the physical life, and to start that journey up into the realms of just the energy. And once they step over and realize that they are so much more alive on the other side, and yet they can connect and they can be around those who are grieving, and when they are reaching up to the higher frequency of divine light, and they reach their oversoul force and the energy is rising, they do understand and they see their life, and they do their review of their life upon the earth. They can, after that, they can choose to go back and assist those who are in grief, and most of the time they really do that. And as long as they are attached to the physical, they do have a feeling of all the feelings that they have brought with them, and those feelings will settle and they will sort of they will disappear, because the feelings are really attached to the physical. And when the energy is collected after death, what you call death, the feelings subsides, and as the soul are rising up in their higher frequency of energy, which is the high frequency of the divine white light, the feelings are sort of dropping away. The soul who is passing is well taken care of. And the passing, the transition, and the passing, what you call it, is pretty much the same once they reach the other side. It can be very dramatic and it can be horrifying. And the experience of when the physical body is severed, if a human being is experiencing the death through war, and body parts are severe, the energy gathering afterwards takes some time, and it can be very difficult. But they are always very good taken care of, and they all have support, souls coming and angels are working with them. So once the actual death of the physical body occurs, the soul is really assisted all the way. To be a caregiver of someone who is being beside a human who is very, very ill, and where the physical is very hurt by illness or pains or mental, whatever the issue is, but they are severely ill. It's very devastating and very difficult to be that caregiver, to have the empathy and the patience to be around is very draining, can be very draining, and can be very frustrating. And it's important for that caregiver to remember to take care of themselves and have pauses when they step aside and give themselves time outside the caregiving, and to being able to feel their energies up with laughter, joy, and love outside, because you cannot really be a good caregiver if you are not caring for yourself first. So if you are not giving yourself love and laughter and joy, you cannot bring that healing to the person who is ill. So you need to fill your own batteries before you can share the energy with anyone else. And to bring that energy of joy and happiness into a person who is really ill, that is a very beautiful healing energy to bring. And that is remembrance of that it's okay to be happy even if someone close to you are very, very ill. There are two different ways and two different things, and to be able to be happy anyway, even if it is difficult and sad on another way, it's as much important to be happy in your own life and to be happy with what you're doing, and to have joy on the side of that. Otherwise, it's just going to be kind of codependencies, and that's not a healthy situation for none of you. And so it's very important that you make sure that you are caring for yourself, and make sure that there are more people that can assist and let you off the hook for a while, and so you can have time for yourself. That's very important. And the people who are catching those illnesses and diseases, they have their own soul path and their own life, and they have chosen to experience that kind of difficulty. And they do choose the way their passing should be. And sometimes there are some changes and so on, which it is depending upon choices that a person is doing in their living life. So we just have to support them in the way that we can, and the way the soul wants us to. So, and to remember that it's okay to be ill, and it's okay to move through difficulties. It is one of the most difficult things a human being can do, is to be very close to someone who is experiencing severe illness and on their way to the passing. And it really is a difficult role to take on, and it is a difficulty life to care for someone who is really ill, and to remember that. But on the other side, there is only suggestions how to be able to move through that. And there are so many things as a human that are difficult to understand when it comes to what you call life and death. And the most difficult part is accepting that someone is passing. And to see a very close being, like a parent or a husband or a wife, become very ill in dementia or any psychological diseases, or it's very difficult to be on the other side, to be supportive and be friends and to love them through that. And that is the most difficult way of living you can do. And to remember to take care of yourself at that time, it's the most important things. Just to put an emphasis in the understanding of the difficulty. It is a life that you do choose, and you do enter that willingly when it is a loved person. So yeah, it's a matter of how to be supportive to that. If you have someone who's living through that, it's very important to understand that they are going through that supportive life at the moment, and to be able to comfort them in their role as the caregiver. We do have a question about the planetary constellations at the moment, as there's so much happening on the earth, and it's so much disturbances and imbalances going on, so much conflicts. the constellations are providing this in order for the mankind and the planet to move through a kind of a cleanse, and to move into a more stable and a more loving and harmonic place to be at. And there are big changes taking place, and all the conflicts and wars that goes on is just a matter of energies that would like to take control over people, and they are fighting because they have lost control, and they are fighting now to bring back the control. And that control is not for them to have anymore, because the change and the shift on the earth has occurred. And this is a difficulty in accepting that that power and control that was held by outer forces and forces on the earth plane. They are no longer in control, and they cannot be in control anymore. So the imbalances that occurs right now is just the peace and the sovereignty that is winning at the moment. It may take time, but it is on its way, and mankind will be free from those controlling issues, controlling factors, and that's going to free them. Many souls has voluntarily agreed to move through this, and it's a lot, but yes, it is very strong conflicts going on, and that is the fighting. That is the fighting for control and to change. They do not want to let go of the control, and they do want to control, but they cannot anymore. So the planet stimulates that, shall we say, cleansing, and that disturbances that goes on. Many souls are experiencing difficulties in this change at the moment. Not only those who are in the midst of the wars, or in their country where it's unstable. So many people are experiencing this instability as a very uncertain time within inside. And that is why we always suggest that you shall work on your inner self in order to create that stability within inside of you, in order to be able to handle and move through those difficult times. And even you when you are the caretaker of someone, caregiver, and it's very important that you give yourself time to work on yourself and your inner growth, because you bring that to that person that you are taking care of, and that is a beautiful healing that can occur in that. So that's why you always care for yourself in the first round, and then you share that with others. And that would be like filling your cup of coffee again. And when the coffee is running out, you are sure want to refill the cup again. Sometimes not really just coffee, but you fill it with your spiritual knowledge and your love and all of that, and you share it with others. To share your peace and your inner stability with someone is beautiful, and it's very well needed. So we hope that you see the love in that, and that you can bring so much peace around you to anyone that you are encountering by working on yourself and feeling that stability within inside of you. Yes. That is what we would like to share today, and we wish you a very loving, beautiful time that you have on the earth to cherish and to enjoy the love that you are experiencing